Hi, I'm Dan O'Sabin. I'm the owner of Stealth Creative. People think that it's just this crazy free-for-all. And the fact is that so much of it is analytics driven, so much of it is smart thinking, and the people who work in advertising, they are creative, but they are truly smart people who are looking for ways to solve problems. And the people who are truly successful in advertising are the ones who say, okay, I can do these basic things that have to happen. I can do all the analytical things, but I can also find a spark of magic to really push that and make that be more than what it should be. That's when you really are becoming successful. Websites for small businesses, I think, are so important. You need to own your own destiny, and the way to do that is to have your own website. And there's ways to do it where you can hire us and we can do that for you. Or if you're truly a small business, one person, and you don't have the money to do that, there's ways to make that happen. But definitely any business really needs a website. My creative process is to get as much information as possible and to think about it for as long as I can. The more that you can actually dwell on what is the problem I'm trying to solve, the better you can come up with a solution. Sometimes it just comes to you right away, but I still like to kind of let it roll around in my head. So the next year we're going to see where this whole generative computing takes us, where AI takes us. How does that blend into what we're doing? And we're doing everything possible to blend that into what we're doing, but to still keep that human touch. I don't think that people want all AI, but I do think that there's so much that we can use that for to make us better at what we do. So there's these pendulums that always happen. And right now, what I think the pendulum has swung toward numbers and analytics. And when I started, it was all toward creativity and kind of like creative mavericks and Fallon McElligott and agencies like that. And then it was Crispin Porter doing Mini Cooper campaigns. And it was all about these great ideas. And I think we still have great ideas, but it's so diversified and diluted, it's hard to even find them sometimes. So if I had one wish, it would be that we still have that analytical portion of what we're doing, but that we get a little bit more of that creative maverick back into the whole equation of what we do. To improve discipline in anything that you do, I think it's all about habits. You do the same things over and over again. That's probably the definition of discipline right there, right? But to think that you're going to have discipline in your job and your career and your life, if you're always doing something different, it's just not going to work. I have a set number of things that I do every day. Some of them are mundane, some of them are accounting, some of them are creative, but I do them pretty much every day. Of course, some days are different. Discipline of saying, this is what I do, this is what I'm going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometimes Saturday, and I'm going to do it in this order as much as I can. You start to kind of build those muscles. And sometimes when I don't go in order, I miss it. And I think, oh, I'm feeling discombobulated. It's because I've had that discipline and I've made sure that I'm doing it the same way every single day. It's hard to turn off creativity. It's hard to turn off thinking on behalf of your clients. And I encourage not turning it off, but knowing how to set boundaries. You can be driving on vacation and still be thinking about something, but as long as you're embracing it, as long as you're enjoying it, it's not so much work as it is, this is what I'm doing. And as long as someone is not trying to put their thumb on you and telling you, you have to do this, then it is truly something that you're doing as part of your life, just in general. One of the things I try to make sure that people do is that they do have a work-life balance. If you have to go pick up a child from camp, go do it. If you have to go to a baseball game for your kid, go do that. Or if you have a family thing that you have to do, do that. But so many other times, people will do that and then they'll be working a little bit later to kind of make up for not being there during that end of the day or whenever it is. I've actually thought of what my baseball walk-up song would be, and it is impossible because I listen to so much music. Is it AC/DC's Back in Black? Is it, I love Alice Cooper. I also love musicians like Kendrick Lamar, I love Casey Musgraves, I love Mac Miller. I mean, who would it be? And then you have to really look at the lyrics. That is impossible. I get in usually earlier than everyone else. There's usually music playing when people come in. And every once in a while someone will say to me, that was a great walk-in song.